Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Ashes Wednesday. We're playing Ashes on Wednesday.
I'm glad.
And here we are.
Thank you.
My big question for today, and we've been doing this thing on the stream this past week. Great idea over from Bryce in the marketing department.
Right over there.
Actually, from that desk over there.
This wall of sound panels is awkward.
It does make it interesting. We're exploring some stuff, but short version is at the beginning of streams. We're opening it up, a little bit of Q&A, so that if you are tuning in and you don't care about the game we're streaming, maybe you can interact and ask questions, and we can see who's all's in chat and all that kind of stuff, and just kind of catch up on life for a second.
So you're saying we should do a quick Q&A?
That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
If you have questions, now's the time of the chat.
Yeah, any questions, we'll take a look, we'll answer them.
I know I happen to have some inside intel, and I'll come back to that in a second. But I have no idea what Steven's doing
quite
today on
a
the stream.
spoiler.
I'm playing Maeoni. I'm very excited about it. She's my favorite phoenixborn from when the game first came out.
Yeah.
I've been trying to expand my horizons a little bit now that there's all this content out with the Reborn version, because I missed most of those phoenixborn releasing. But I am excited to return home a little bit. But then what Steven does, it's a wild card.
Isn't that really always the case? What I am going to do is I've got both of my decks that, hold your breath, it's true, are now published on Ashes Live. I've made a commitment to myself and to everybody else. I'm posting these deck lists. So I posted the Ashes ones. I posted the Flesh and Blood ones. Who knows? I might post the Star Wars CCG ones tomorrow. Who knows what can happen?
There is
It'll be on a spreadsheet.
There's a Netrunner DB like Star Wars CCG deck builder.
No way.
Yeah.
See, just clone it and go. So on that note, I'm doing that because I'm ready to break the current set of decks down entirely as desired. Because I can always build them back because I've got them cataloged. So now what I'll be looking for is an Ashes Live link to any deck that is interesting to play.
Okay. So people can leave that. Well, can they even? I don't think they can YouTube that. They'd have to go to Discord or something, right?
Sure.
Doesn't
do you
YouTube
want to
stop
push them to
people from
Discord?
posting
Maybe
links?
it does. Maybe it does. Also, I got this new. I finally downloaded an app that blocks spam phone calls.
What?
I was getting so many.
What?
So many.
Can you tell me more?
Yeah. So I downloaded it, and now it's blocking them. It's great, and I love it.
I mean, so what I actually do. This is my solution. I put my phone in Do Not Disturb mode.
Yeah.
So only people on my favorites list can even will I see text or phone calls from.
Yeah. Well, sometimes the guy who's drilling your well is calling you from Lord knows what phone number.
That's a problem.
So you gotta at least be aware, So.
I do miss important calls occasionally.
Yeah. Well, there you go.
But if they aren't leaving me a voicemail,
well,
do I even care?
I didn't set up my voicemail.
Oh.
Because you know what? Every time you get a voicemail, you're like, I don't want to listen to that. It's like a lurking problem. It's like, I don't want to listen to voicemail.
So instead, we'll just ignore it completely.
Ignore everything. You can't leave a voicemail. If you don't know me well enough to know my location, then you can't. Maybe it's a country thing. Maybe I'm getting a little
But I mean,
weirder.
if a guy isn't fixing your driveway so you can actually get home, that seems like you'd want to hear that message.
Yeah, well, I pay attention whenever I know that's happening. You know what I mean?
What if you're on stream?
Well, I was yesterday, and that call did come through. And I called it, and I called it back. And I called it back myself. On that note, we got drinks coming in.
Yeah, it's Q&A drink session.
It's Wednesday. Oh my gosh. It's Wednesday. We're testing a cocktail menu for Store 3.0. So check that out. Also, I'm looking
This looks
at
like my kind of drink. Thank you so much.
I'm looking at the heavens all the time on the stream
Thank you
because
very
we've
much.
moved the monitor
What's
up.
the name of this one?
Rafe, everybody. Rafe.
The Revolver?
I didn't
Hi,
have
Rafe,
any more
thank you.
oranges, so no.
No citrus.
Oh, a revolver with no orange. What is this service?
Sounds
There's
very...
orange bitters. You just
okay.
like orange peel and make it look pretty.
Cheers.
Hey, cheers.
Cheers.
He could have pitched that as an innovation, and instead it was we didn't have the right supplies.
He said the orange peel was to look pretty. It's for the oils. Who's training these people?
Still tastes really good. This is a Revolver. So what's in a Revolver? You know
Delightful.
these things, right?
Yeah, so that's going to be like
It's got a leather taste.
It's going to be a bourbon or a rye. So it's in your dark
It tastes
whiskey
rye-ish
family.
to me. Does it taste rye-ish to you?
Yep. And then it's going to be a coffee liqueur, and then it's going to be orange bitters, and ideally an orange peel for the oils, not for the look.
Yeah. Well, you get both.
That is delightful, though.
Yeah.
Very good. Okay. So all of that to say, I'm looking for some new decks to explore, and my Ashes deck building prowess is
Hey, links are
low.
working in the chat.
Okay, great.
Chaos
We're going.
Theory
We're going.
shared one.
Nick's Vampire Echo looks super fun. All right, Vampire Echo it is.
That's great.
I've heard a lot of requests for Echo, and I've heard a lot of requests for vampires.
I do love Echo. So I'm going to scroll back up so I can catch some of these questions. Hold on.
Oh, this does look good. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, I mean, it's
I'm gonna
even
start
by the
building
man
this.
himself. Let's
But
see.
Nick the other day, he was giving you all this advice and it didn't pan out. So
Well, the advice he gave me was good, but the things I did were not. Number one, Believer, asking if the master set is enough to start playing
Bolivia.
and is under the Reborn banner. So all the Reborn products have a red packaging, and it should be pretty clear from looking at it. The old ones were white.
I didn't even know the old ones are available really anymore.
So the master set is more than enough. That was one of the key selling points when the game first came out. At that time, FFG was still doing that fun release model where you actually needed 3 core sets to get a play set. And Plaid Hat Games, I can't even keep a straight face on
It
that one.
wasn't even. No, what you mean to say is they provided a diverse play experience in their core set, which meant that they gave one of a lot of different types of cards, so you could experience the game in its fullness before you decided to
You
buy
know,
it.
you should consider a career in marketing.
Yeah.
But the
I didn't. but
anyways,
I got one.
the original master set for Ashes had the ability for you to build 6 completely viable full decks right out of the master set. The Reborn set is the exact same way. It's a great value for what you're getting out of that core set. Scrolling down to more, I saw a lot of questions coming through, so I'm trying to catch some of these.
You know, a lot of ways out on the stream is like it's basically exactly what we did when we got together and played Flesh and Blood. Doesn't it feel the exact same, except there's a bunch more people out there?
Oh, like when we just off camera got together and played.
I think that's kind of a value prop for us, where it's like, hey, do you want to just come over to Zach and Steven's house and play some Ashes?
That's right. Come to our office. Here we are. I thought you were asking me if the stream felt like the Fab stream yesterday. I'm like, yeah, the stream feels a lot like yesterday's stream because it is the exact same thing.
Staring into these lights, up to that monitor, staring at this Fuji camera. We're in focus, right? Everybody, just let me know if we're not. I feel like even Monday and even yesterday, we were not really in focus.
So I noticed watching back Monday because you were gone, so I just wanted to see how I did on the.
So you went up there and spun the focus ring.
I didn't even touch that camera, but it was really funny because the French press was like right here and it was super in focus, and I was lightly out, like had a a Gaussian blur or something applied to me, and then there was a lot of bokeh back here. But the reality was that like I didn't touch that camera, but also
Yeah, good luck proving
there
it.
were hundreds of people watching. No one said a
Nobody
thing.
said anything. They're like, Zach's a little blurry today.
And I was
Must have had
like, hey, everyone, how does it look and sound? Steven's not here. Like, I'm concerned because I don't know how to fix these issues. And they were like, I don't know, it looks and sounds great.
Yeah.
It's like, so, either a bunch of people with bad vision watch, people are too kind, or people don't understand that I'm not actually a ghost.
Yeah, well,
They don't have that.
I mean, honestly, between those options, I don't know the most likely scenario. Well, he talks like a ghost, so he must be one.
Yeah,
So
my
I'm
voice
pretty
has
sure.
weird. Mics don't like my voice.
Passes right through, man. Doesn't even get captured.
Joe Solo, how did you come up with the name Team Covenant? Well, that's a fun story. Steve and I grew up together, playing games together. Back then, in our teenage years, when you were competitive at a game,
We were fully mature.
a lot of groups of people would call themselves Team such and such. Team Bus was the team that featured the Star Wars TCG World Champion, as an example, back in 2013. No, 2004, not 13.
Sounds right.
We're not young anymore. Short version is at some point, I'll go into the long version while Steven's looking. You're building the deck, right? We'll go long version. So we had we're from a small town in Oklahoma. There are some people there with more heavy accents, country accents. And our good friend Jason had a really strong country accent. Instead of saying can't, he said can't. And so
You
there
come
was,
by it pretty naturally as well as a Chelsea boy.
yeah, you can't do that. Gee, anyways, one word, 4 words turned into one.
Yeah.
Just bam, efficiency. Yeah, that's where our love of efficiency comes in. Our language is,
Very efficient.
man, what a day. Anyways, so the people that were from Tulsa that played started calling us Team Can't. Both somewhat endearingly, but also a little bit poking at the accent. So, at some point, I think Steve was writing on a box or something. The word Covenant came around, so we started calling ourselves Team Covenant to kind of like.
You thought it was cool. You thought Covenant sounded cool.
It is. I do think that word's cool.
It's a cool word.
Yeah.
Basically it.
And so we started calling ourselves that. But then in college, when I first started the company, it was just Covenant. Was the company. It wasn't Team Covenant anything. But then we had to start a separate website so we could start blogging about those games. And so I had to buy a separate domain, and then it was like, makes sense. Like we would have a team like we did back in the day, and it'll be Team Covenant, and we'll start a blog and all that. And then the rest is kind of history. Eventually, that website became a single website, but that is the...
Remember the old splash
long
page
short
and covenanttcg.com and all
Do you want to
that?
go to the blog, the store, or somewhere else? Probably
Or have you
somewhere else.
already left because you're not anywhere you want to be?
To the tens of people we're visiting. So that's long and short of it. I like I'm ultimately, we went through a phase where we almost thought about changing the name because it was like, well, outside of our history, it doesn't necessarily mean that much. But I really actually do like having a name that's not so on the nose, like Critical Hit
Game
Gaming
Factory
or I'm trying not to say the name of an actual store because I don't want to make fun of anybody. It's fine. Your store can be named whatever it needs to be. But yeah, and there's also like a seriousness to it.
Covenant.
It's a serious word. It's not playful at all.
And also, as in most of the things we do throughout our history, kind of strangely lightly biblical. We just can't get away from it.
Is it a
honestly.
church?
Is it a church? What is this?
Yeah.
That question a lot.
We are from Oklahoma. Makes sense. Checks out.
What is it? 20 churches in a town of 2,000 people?
SoCal Trojan saying, this is from a previous video and for Zach, so you're busy, so I'll answer this one. What is it about Ben Solo that would make you consider him one of your favorite characters from the new trilogy? Well, for starters, he's one of the only interesting characters in the entire trilogy. Secondly,
That sums it up.
Yeah, so I grew up reading the Star Wars books, and there's Han and Leia have twins, and one of their twin sons is named Jason, and he reminds me a lot of Ben Solo. And Jason's probably my favorite non-movie character in all of Star Wars. So I think I had you kind of just build some of the stuff in, and there was a lot of potential for where they could go with that character because I had read all these books about this really well-developed, nuanced character. And obviously you have dozens of books where you can expand on this character in the books. And so I was naturally drawn to him. Of course, big fan of Darth Vader and all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot there, but he kind of brings the best of Anakin. Very little best there, but he brings the best of Anakin. He's almost like I would want Anakin to have been for all the criticism that I would ever give the prequels. But then he also brings in a lot of the Han Solo stuff, which I liked. So
roguey.
Yeah, and he's just kind of like doesn't necessarily do the math on the situation. He just does it. He's got that vibe. Like even the that's right, YOLO. Even the like Snoke throne room scene, it's obvious he's going in with a loose idea of what he's going to do, but no idea how he's going to do it, and he just hope it works out, which it does and doesn't. But yeah, that's really it. I think he's easily one of the most compelling characters in the sequels.
But also kind of, as you said at the beginning, blood from a stone on that one, huh? Squeeze real hard and you can find some character development there.
Yeah, well, to me, I thought there was a lot of hope in them sequels. But I thought what they were doing was potentially very clever because everyone was complaining about Rey being a Mary Sue, and I hate that term. But essentially, I thought they were flipping the script where Rey kind of reminded me of a light side version of Vader, where she's just like, when you first meet Vader in the original trilogy, he is very powerful. He seemingly has no weaknesses or flaws, and he's just a force to be reckoned with. So that's Rey. Whereas they gave us the dark side character of Ben, who is extremely flawed and conflicted and has all these issues. So I thought by the end of the 9th movie, he would have become the protagonist, basically, because he was kind of half main character in the first 7 and 8. And so in 9, it's like if you make it clear that Rey is the force, she doesn't need to necessarily have a ton of development because that's not her role in that relationship. That would have been interesting. They didn't go that direction. So anyways, off of Star Wars, this is not...
No, please keep dunking.
Mark says, hey, Zach and Steven, purely hypothetically, but what FFG IP would you be most excited to see a new cooperative LCG developed for?
IP. They don't have any IPs is the problem.
Yeah. I mean, they have Android.
IPs that they've dealt with in the past. I will forever say It's not cooperative, so I guess I won't answer that question. The Lord of the Rings in the Conquest system to me is the ideal competitive game.
Wow.
Like
That would be exciting.
competitive, like in the spirit of a non-collectible.
I mean,
game.
I would be very excited about a Lord of the Rings cooperative game in the Arkham system.
Yeah, that would be cool. I mean, an Android co-op of any kind would be excellent. What other good? There's got to be some other good IPs just for cooperative things.
Terranoth?
No. No.
I'm just kidding.
What do you? Star Wars? Obviously,
Yeah, sure.
but it would have to be. There'd have to be a lot.
I'm tired of Star Wars. I mean, the main thing to me about Star Wars at this point is,
Never thought I'd hear the day.
especially, I'm not
liberating.
it's
You know?
I love Star Wars. Don't get me wrong. But I played a lot of Star Wars games. And if you're going to put out a new Star Wars game, you have to be bringing the heat.
It has to be better than the CCG.
It has to be better, literally.
Straight up.
It has to do something better than all of the previous Star Wars games.
Yeah.
And so I do think there's room for that to be possible. But also, like, I don't know.
Good luck.
I just don't know.
It better be better than that CCG, man. Because that thing's bonkersly good.
Matthew asking the question. Let's get back to Asher for a second. Did the Breaker of Fate expansion ship yet? It has not. Logistics, etc., delays. We're gonna get that out the door as soon as we have it. To get it out the door, we'll turn that around very quickly.
What is it that you were saying earlier? You were talking about Pandasaurus, I think. That's a useful anecdote, I think, to share.
So
We're in a new world here.
I saw someone tweeting Danny over at Pandasaurus about the fact they had 3 games scheduled to release this year. They all printed on time, they got made on time, developed all that stuff, and they got shipped on time to them. And now they're just caught in the global distribution system. Straight up. They're on a boat somewhere. They're not moving. They're on somewhere. They just can't get them. So the world is experiencing a lot of logistical issues. And a lot of times it's unfortunate because you'll get confirmation, not us necessarily, but like Plaid Hat might get confirmation from their shipping partner that, hey, this is going to be in the port on this day and we'll have it to you by then. And they act on that information, but then that ends up being false for any number of reasons. And it's kind of dominoes that stack, where once one thing goes wrong, there's basic stuff. Like when the world shut down for COVID, apparently the containers that stuff ships in,
Just this as well.
there were way too many of them in Europe and not enough in China, so that China was basically waiting to send stuff to America until enough of those got moved, but like just moving them empty is like so expensive that they weren't doing it. So until it gets expensive enough that the supply chain is hurting to just pay to have stuff fixed, it's a problem. So there's a million things that can go wrong, but you can rest assured, especially if we've ever charged you for something, we're going to get something out the door as soon as humanly possible. Unlimited for Flesh and Blood got delayed as well, and we didn't get that until late Monday. And I got stats today that 85% of them shipped yesterday, and the rest are going out today. So we definitely understand what it's like to be waiting on a product, and we will do everything always that we can to get that to you as soon as possible.
We've gotten pretty good at it, you know, because it's always messed up.
So you just
Delays
figure out
and
how to.
stuff are always here, especially these past year and a half. Obviously, I mean, there's a lot of good reasons for that, but it's like, yeah, you get good at shipping things as fast as you can because they show up one moment and they need to get out the door immediately.
Yeah.
So hey, at least an improvement, you know, constant improvement.
And
So,
you know, being in a position to get to the build to a point where you can react to these this is the kind of thing that 5-6 years ago would have been just a horrible situation for us. And then you stack on like Gen Con the same week, and then it's like, okay, cool.
Oh man,
I remember one year we were
let's
at
launch a
Worlds.
website too.
We were at Worlds. A product that was supposed to release the week before got delayed to the week of Worlds.
Yeah.
But literally our entire staff of 4 people was going to Worlds. So then it was like no one was even at the store to receive the product. So it's a certain kind of a fun situation. I'm a sexy dinosaur. What's happening? Says
You are.
yeah, I am. I didn't know if you knew this.
What's your favorite dinosaur?
It's going to be completely unsurprising.
Brontosaurus.
T-Rex.
Yeah. Okay.
You know.
Brontosaurus
no arms.
would have been surprising. Yeah.
You went to this. I also like pterodactyls.
That's cool.
The giant
yeah, kind of like some off-brand
dinosaur.
dinosaurs here.
They're almost dragons. You know.
Yeah.
They're close, so you
Yeah.
can get there. Saying if it wasn't for Covenant, what do you think you'd be doing for a career?
That's a great question.
Mine's a lot easier. So I got degrees in
Healthcare.
management and finance. So, I would probably be like working at some company that I believed in their mission in some way, doing businessy things. Finance and accounting and
Oh
management.
man, I'm so inspired.
Yeah. I didn't do
Oh,
that at
man.
all.
Businessy things.
But if I assume that's what it'd be. Honestly, probably some marketing strategy stuff at some company that I liked.
Yeah.
What
I
theme
think,
are
I
we
think
doing?
I'd be
I'm
doing
curious.
like trip leading or something, or hiking or something. Like
can see
I
that.
did that in college, and I
You were close.
I almost
I
like
think
I
you
got
could have
my
gone there.
I got my first responder and all of that, and I was pretty close to diving fully into that world. But then Covenant was here, so
Here we are.
I said, well, try that out at least for a little while. I like games too, I guess.
I remember at because we've been doing Covenant. In the summers, we would be in the back of my dad's office in Chelsea. But then you were graduating, and it was kind of like, hey, are we really gonna do this?
Yeah,
Like really, really though. Like,
really.
We're gonna do this, and I was like, well, are you willing to get way underpaid to try to do this? Yes, let's do it.
I mean, that was already a part of my career trajectory, so it's like I'm gonna get
Underpaid.
underpaid no matter where I'm going.
May as well try to do it with someone else.
I'm gonna try to hit the accelerating curve on that.
Yeah.
16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. We have 30 cards, ladies and gentlemen.
We did it. Russell's saying, got any insider info on Andrew Navarro's new co-op game? Nothing.
I have a lot of info on it.
Nothing that we can say.
Yeah, so I'll tell you personally for me, and this is something that if we do decide to talk about Earthborn and kind of cover it in that direction, we'll be very explicit about. But I actually worked with Andrew as a personal gig for me, unrelated to Covenant whatsoever, completely separate, didn't share any information across the stream. There's still a lot of things I know that Zach has no idea about, or anybody at Covenant doesn't know, because it was, as I said, a personal consulting gig for me. But Andrew reached out to me early on. He was like, hey, I want to start this company. What do you think? And I was like, I can help you out with that. And so we worked on the Earthborn brand together before he announced the company and all of that. And that was awesome work. I think he is completely in the right place personally on this. And I think that his vision for that company, if it is realized in the actual world, what we realized it as on paper, it will be phenomenal. But that's the hard part. So we shall see. But yeah, we're both very excited. And just as Covenant, seeing somebody like Earthborn come along from Andrew, former head of studio, doing a non-collectible cooperative game, that's like super interesting. With the environmental sustainability on top.
Especially
it's all awesome.
Someone we know is responsible for so many of the visuals of the Android universe, as an example, all the way to heading the studio up when Arkham and Champions were happening. So lots of potential and lots of excitement, but we'll see where it goes
He's
from
a
here.
phenomenal artist. I did not realize how good of an artist he was. And I guess it makes sense he was art director for so long at FFG, but he's just able to create art like Jonathan's able to create art, and it just blows my mind.
Yeah, it's like, I'll just sketch something
How
real
is this
quick, and it's like,
possible?
what is happening?
I got the first email from his newsletter when you sign up to
I also got the
Earthborn.
email.
Did you?
Yeah. Well, why I started Earthborn.
Yeah, right. I started
Start with
Earthborn,
why.
right?
Read a book somewhere.
And it was great in that it was like talking about having essentially a hopeful sci-fi universe.
Yeah.
Where it's like, hey, humans didn't just fail and then kill each other and then everybody's struggling and then out of the ruins of that is this new game or new society. It's like, no, we worked together, we figured it out, we reached some level of harmony, and now let's go explore what that is in a world that is to be discovered.
I do like the optimistic slant towards still ultimately cataclysmic collapse, but
Some
also
level of-
then hope after that.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, hey, let's just imagine what it's like if we actually turn this cart around a little bit.
Ryan's saying, I think
Just
more
assuming
competition in the LCG space is a good thing.
It's so good.
Yeah,
In fact,
even with someone asked earlier, I missed this question who it was from, but what our thoughts are on the shifts in Arkham. We actually did a whole podcast about this. It's going to be out, I assume, later this week.
it'll be this week. Yeah.
But more and more, you said something on that podcast that really resonated with me, and it stuck with me. Yeah, it happened once.
Yeah. Well, mark it on the calendar.
Here we
man.
are. Bookmark this. But really, the reality that the changes to Arkham very much make it one step closer to feeling somewhat like a board game with expansions.
I mean, yeah, and we in the podcast we were like immediately like, what does that even mean? But
Yeah.
yes, it does feel like that. Whatever that means is how it feels.
But the reality that like Asmodee very much feels like a board game company.
They are.
So one of the big questions we're asking on the podcast is what is an LCG even at this point? Because a living card game is a trademark term from Fantasy Flight, but it used to be, expandable card game that you could buy the expansions to get the stuff, but it was like a monthly release thing. But that seems to have gone out the window.
It's gone.
So interesting territory. I think there's space there, especially, a while back we talked about L5R being the last competitive LCG that now has gone away. And I think there's space. FFG tried and seemingly bounced from it. And I don't know how much of that was it just not being feasible versus them kind of shifting through the Asmodee merger and stuff. Obviously with Ashes, which we're here to play, it's kind of a different thing. It's similar, but it's trying it in a very different way. So I'm excited to see whether through us or otherwise, just that space getting explored, because I do think there's interest in non-collectible, expandable card games, generally cooperative and competitive. And I like the idea. Like Nick, when we interviewed him a month or two back, was saying exploring the idea of a PVE situation for Ashes, and I think that non-collectible, expandable card games having both competitive and cooperative versions using the same cards is a really interesting space that is yet to be explored.
If you can do it well.
Yeah.
If you can do it well.
Appreciate that. Release says, Team Covenant review videos got me into so many different games. Thank you so much. Many hours of good fun and silliness.
Here's the other thing about the LCGs that we've seen. And again, I'm looking up here at the monitor, which makes it seem like I'm orating, in some kind of a grand Greek
I don't know.
way.
If you look at the monitor, does it look like you're looking at the camera?
Listen here, people of the Republic. The LCG format is a totally fine format if we're just talking about non-collectible card games that have a fairly common release schedule. But if you actually reflect on the way that all of the LCGs came about and what they represented, and you realize the weaknesses and strengths of the LCG model, I think you can definitely conclude that this was a version 1.0 of a non-collectible, highly expandable game, and that all of the choices for the way that these games were created, including the content of what was in the packs, could be massively improved. Like one of the points is like every one of those competitive LCGs that came out had a ton of factions, which if you're going to release monthly content and you have to give something to every faction, you're giving everybody 1 to 2 cards. So if you're going to do a non-competitive or non-collectible game, which is another term that we're looking to change. When non-collect, you can't define a game by what it isn't. That's like not ideal. But you probably can't have factions.
Yeah.
And so when you look at something like Ashes on the PDP side, it's like this game works as a fairly heavily expandable non-collectible card game because a new pack comes out and I can integrate any of those cards into my favorite phoenixborn.
Yeah.
I'm not faction locked, right? I can change the dice types around. So you start to think about, if I want to do a non-collectible game, what are some things that I need to keep in mind? And I think don't faction lock the game is a big one. I also think that like switching up what's legal and what's usable on a fairly consistent basis, probably in line with a new release, is necessary to make it feel alive. We've often used the example of like Game of Thrones LCG. Every time a deluxe comes out, Battle of Ruby Ford is happening. And here's now all your knights are -1 and all your armies are +1 for the next competitive season of 2 to 3 months. That kind of stuff really would have taken it to the next level, I think. So you can do it. Okay, Zach, I am playing Echo Vampire. The deck has been shared with you by Marimbist11, which, as we know, of course, is Nick Conley.
Lead designer, Ashes Reborn.
Standard first 5. We have...
You don't need to tell me that.
Summon Blood Puppet, Summon Lightbringer, Grave Knight, Vampire, Gravity.
I'm not listening.
Now here's the key to the deck. You can listen to it. I'll still pants you either way. Chaos Gravity with Master Vampire seems to be good, and let's find out why. Master Vampire says stock. This unit cannot be guarded against, so it's like my little lioness, so it can attack anything at once and not worry about getting guarded. And then life drain 1, after it destroys a unit, you may remove a wound token from your phoenixborn. So it heals whenever it kills a unit, and those units that it's attacking can't be guarded against by the phoenixborn or other unit guards. So Master Vampire rolls in and smokes something, and then you heal 1 off your phoenixborn. Chaos Gravity, place 1 exhaustion token on a unit, move 1 from a unit to another unit controlled by the same player, and remove 1 from a target unit.
That card is bonked.
So Nick is looking to have a vampire that attacks a unit, then it unexhausts itself, exhausts the remaining blocker, attacks another unit, so you heal 2 to 3 in a turn. If you have multiple vampires out, watch out. Also can put power through on this. When it kills a unit, it does 1 to a phoenixborn. So this is all a nice little board control Healy deck. So I'm having not researched it before building it. Excited about this. I'm also excited to see what does a real Ashes deck look like, which we've not ever seen before.
We have finally arrived.
Chaos Gravity is great also for getting additional value from your knights that trigger their effects by attacking. So we'll keep an eye out for that. Grave Knight has overkill, so you gotta do that. Flux can also pair with Kneel in the right circumstance to keep a single unit of yours unexhausted. What's Flux?
I love Kneel.
What is Flux? What is Flux? Nick's got cards. He has not printed them yet, and he's putting them in the deck.
Bryce says we ain't got.
There's no Flux.
No Flux.
There's no Flux. I'll bet it's a different. Hold on. Wait, maybe it's the old card name. Is it Adrenaline Rush? Yeah. Deal 1 damage to a unit. Remove 1 exhaustion from that unit.
Oh, what's your ability say on?
Oh, it's Gravity Flux. It's on Echo. Excuse me.
Chat makes me seem like a genius.
Nick coming in here with like his hot nicknames for stuff.
The old hot nickname.
I mean, come on. Gravity Flux says side action, place an exhaustion token on a unit. At the end of this turn, remove the same exhaustion token.
Echo's really good. An Echo list designed by the designer in Steven's hands makes me extremely nervous.
So check this out. This is smart.
Neil's so good.
But this is super smart. So if you side action, Echo exhausts a unit on your side of the board, then you kneel, it exhausts everything that's unexhausted, and then you remove that exhaustion from your thing because Echo's ability removes it at the end.
That's clever.
That's what I'm saying. This is good. This deck can swing hard with unexhausting knights or grind it out with repeated chip damage and healing. Be mindful of how much you meditate because it's not making room for dice fixing versus control/mill. So some hot tips from Nick himself.
You even got a strategy guide.
I got, the whole thing. The whole thing is here. Okay, I'm ready to play.
I won't reveal any of my strategies.
Okay.
Can you give me top down?
to you or anyone else.
That's right. Or myself. I like the silver snake popped. That's what I'm doing. All right. I'm playing Maeoni, the queen.
Yeah, Maeoni the queen.
You ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
Let's shuffle up and roll our dice.
Okay.
I'm excited to see this. I played Echo a couple months ago. He was really good. That Chaos Gravity is.
Seems like a pretty good card.
I think
Got
that
a lot
goes
of-
in your deck, right?
A lot of exhaustion based things. Yeah, Neil, sorry. Oh, wow. Just where do they go, man? Where are
Toss
they?
him. I think that's mine.
Yeah, that's mine.
Are you sure?
Yep.
I'm going to make sure I have 30.
You're not running Three-Eyed Owl, are you?
How'd you know?
Are you really? Is that the
No.
new tech? It's not the new tech. You mean to count? I'll count 25. You remember when people,
Okay.
I think people still get mad at Tom for tossing the board game components on the table at the beginning.
26. Oh no.
Yeah,
It was a joke.
I'm going to look
Hold
through the
on.
whole thing.
No, you can't
I
see my
want to see
secret
the
tech.
whole thing. I want to see your first 30.
Not happening.
Come on,
No, man. No.
Come on, man.
Did I grab an extra card?
I only have 24. You got one of mine for sure.
Do I?
Mhm.
Oh, Chaos Gravity. It's
Yeah,
gotta be it.
Yeah, it's probably it. Probably it.
I was making a joke and it didn't work.
Okay. Oh wait, Nick. Did Nick tell me the first 5? He better have.
It's right there.
No, the dice. The dice. That's what I meant by first 5. There
Your
it
first-
is, right
your
there on the
first
lobby.
hand.
3 ceremonial. 1. Wow. This is gonna get weird, Zach. 3 divine and 3 horsies. Now this is clearly something that's on a different level than what I'm doing.
You said divine.
3 divine I did. Okay, so this is 4 dice. A 3-3-3-1, a classic.
It's definitely on a level I'm not. You know what I mean?
Well, we'll see.
All right, so can you read me Echo's ability just so everyone at home can know?
Side action,
Not me.
exhaust something. At the end of the turn, remove it.
So you temporarily exhaust them.
Yeah. So you can get you can swing damage through, or you can do that little kneel thing, which is kind of cool.
All right, I have Maeoni, of course.
Yeah.
Side action, exhaust 2 dice. Basics. Choose an unexhausted unit you control. Deal damage to a target unit equal to the chosen unit's attack value.
Right. It's fine.
Everything's fine. I rolled 1 basic. 2 basics.
Wow.
2.
Oh, you want your dice boards?
Yes. Why not?
From friend of the show, Mutton Chop. Designed these, built these of his own volition. I've got 3 basics. I'd like to go second. As a matter of principle. I like to react. You know, I like to see what you're going to do there. Before I commit. Before you commit resources. Isn't that really what the world is about? We were talking about that with the stock market yesterday. With tabletop logistics. Everybody wants to wait as long as possible before they have to actually commit to anything.
Always.
That's just the story of things. Human reality. It's pretty cool. I like this little system.
All right. You ready?
No. I don't know how my I've got to sort through like 20 dice types here. Okay, I've got some basics. I don't have any. Oh, I do. I have a horse. It's worth something, I guess. Horse on.
Cody, the map we're playing on is from Arena Rex. It's a miniatures game. We played it last week on stream. They may or may not have that on their website. Apparently, they're on hiatus.
Yeah, but that was secondhand info, so maybe they made it big in the tech. I think they were doing like tech stuff in their day job, you know.
We struck gold.
Yeah, it's like we got the next, you know,
We went public.
Doify or the miniaturely. It's all just absurd.
I'm with you. All right, you ready?
I'm ready.
Let me know when you're ready.
I'm ready.
All right. I will play a Royal Charm.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Then I'll play an Empower. Side action and a basic. Don't worry about it.
The thing that makes something bigger gives them a status token.
It does give it a status token.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Okay. Well, I'll commit. Nick, I gotta meditate though, man.
He didn't say never meditate.
He didn't say never meditate. You're totally right.
It's like kids when their parents leave town. It's like, well, they didn't say don't host a party. So just make sure it's clean when they get back. Like, we can of course host the party.
All right, I'm gonna see what you get into here. You don't have any little goats there, so I'm gonna meditate.
No goats.
Meditate twice.
Mass heal. Master Vampire gone.
Don't look at that like you're gonna.
Well, I know you can get it
strategize
back
there.
with that old.
I'm gonna play Blood Puppet.
No.
So you better start on your battlefield, bro.
I only have a Battlefield of 4.
know.
Those blood puppets are
I
bad.
know.
Bad.
I can't wait.
Okay.
Start
Interesting.
filling up, like going to the Conoco.
I was not prepared for your oil and gas joke.
Yeah, well, I need to change.
Summon Silver Snake, summoning. Then we're going to meditate. Let's meditate this basic. Don't worry about that frost fang. Into a frog.
Are you still on the? Are you still doing the thing you were doing last time, with like massive growth and the weird can't block me stuff?
That was my Victoria deck.
Okay, that's totally different.
We're in a different time zone now.
Yeah.
I will meditate. You don't have any wolves either, so that's good. Into a snake. Let me think about this.
I'll have you guys know that Zach said he didn't think Victoria was very good.
She's not. Strictly speaking. Hearts, stars, and rainbows.
But Nick just finished redesigning her.
And then we'll meditate into a frog. Yeah.
That ability should have been free, shouldn't have.
So the problem with Victoria, twofold. Her ability is
Should have been free.
double conditional.
It
You have
should
to
have
spend a die to get a reroll. And it can be good. You can reroll your opponent's dice, but they could still hit good stuff, and you might not need to reroll your dice. And then her signature card, Copycat, is very... I love that card.
Yeah.
But do I love it enough that that's the reason I would take a phoenixborn? I don't think so.
Yeah. Well, it's one of those old school conundrums that every player who's playing a copy and effect card has to ask is like, why does my deck have effects that are only as good as my opponent's effects rather than good with my stuff? Strictly.
Well, that's a good question.
Specifically.
Why would I ever do this?
Yeah. So you're just playing board stuff.
Currently.
And you got 2 cards left, and you got that. So I'm going to get something on the board before you can... Oh, you can play and then Maeoni.
Oh,
Command
yeah.
Strike. Wow, that's good.
Chomp.
That's real good. Let's start with the Blood Puppet. I forgot what they do. I just know that they're annoying. I remember hating them. Nick also did this thing where you have like only one of a few ready spells in the deck. So what's that about?
He convinced me of that in my Victoria deck, actually, with, what's the name of that? Secret Door, I think is the card. So basically, it's things that aren't so critical that you need to start with it, but also are great action soaks later in the game. So if I can play it down, it's an action, and I still get my side action.
Okay, so it's really just about time management.
And like with Secret Door, it's like that's kind of it's like having Dominate at the end of Flesh and Blood. Like you can force through some damage,
Yeah,
but if your strategy isn't like based on it, you don't necessarily need to start with it.
fair enough. Okay.
2 life is more than I would like,
Yeah, it's more than I would like.
and I'm
too.
not spending a basic to get rid of that.
I agree.
You know, but I do have ideas.
Could have more coming.
All right.
I don't necessarily think this is right. You probably wait until the like 3rd unit hits the board. And then
I don't know. You're wasting actions. Just
I
do
am.
what I do.
I'm just wasting actions. You're right. How did you know?
Got him. Okay. Let's take a main action and think about my life.
Yeah.
You have so many dice left. Let's make you spend some. I'm gonna play a summon Gilder.
That snake comes in with like no dads, right? It's like
Not unless it's
great.
focused, yeah.
And this is any unit can do this?
Yeah.
Man, that's a problem. You know, if I play a big unit and you have a big attack. I mean, what has an attack of 4 that you can just drop out here? Is it that?
Maybe.
Oh, man. Well, okay, I'm going to bet you don't have something with an attack of 4.
Good odds.
I'm going to...
Name a unit that has an attack of 4 built in.
I have one in my hand. Grave Knight.
Well, do I have any ceremonial dice?
You don't? But I think every faction has at least a 4 attack unit. 4
That's
attack
news to
ally.
me.
Yeah. You do in the bear, but it comes in exhausted. It has to be unexhausted for that ability. At 4/4 bear, you got all sorts of stuff.
The bears.
I'm gonna play Summon Lightbringer.
That old thing.
Yep. Force you to attack.
That blood puppet's ready to roll, man. Who ain't gonna miss?
Yeah, actually, good point. Who built this?
Good point. I don't think you do the summon blood puppet first, but I'm no rocket scientist.
Well, that's interesting.
Are you? Oh, you're good.
I'm done. Yeah.
Okay.
You could empower that blood puppet, couldn't you? It wouldn't do anything, but
I don't think so.
something that's doable.
Let me consult my compendium. Interesting.
Is that good, Odinana? Can't self-inflict it. Oh, because it goes away, right? So you exhaust it with the Lightbringer, and then you can't get it off the board. Because
Right.
The one thing about Ashes that I can never remember is the exhausted ability thing, which is one of the defining features of the game.
Let me give you a hint, though. I'm not paying.
You're not
a
ever going to
resource
pay
to
2
do that.
for that.
No.
But maybe the third one you will. Because they're not going to stop.
This blood puppet thing gonna keep coming.
They are not going to stop. You got your Nalgene? You got your water bottle?
This?
Yeah. Shall we?
I sure do.
Take a sip.
Cheers to H2O.
Mm-hmm. Nalgene made in the USA, 100% HP, food grade plastic. Water your brain, water your life. Proud sponsor of the show.
Hydrobrain.
And friend of Ashes. as
Hashtag
well.
Hydrobrain.
Let me tell you, seriously, if you're out there, if you're thinking, honestly,
If you're thinking.
I'm so tired. I'm a little foggy. My body hurts. You're probably not hydrating. I mean, strictly. It's like the most common problem in all of, certainly our diet and our culture as Americans.
All right, let's get this party started.
You drinking soda all the time? Coffee?
Some of the silver
It's not
stuff.
helping. I mean, that's dehydrating. Get some water.
Here comes Maxwell.
Get some water. Maxwell Silver Snake.
He's got
That's
it.
funny.
That's some Beatles humor for those
Yeah,
out there
it
who
is.
listen to music from the 60s and 70s.
All right, so let's talk about this then.
Mm-hmm.
What's in your hand? You got one left there. You can snap up a light bringer, no problem. You know, what's interesting is that if you kill that blood puppet, you get Silver Snake token, right?
Nah, it's only units you control.
But I do control this, don't I?
No, you can't use that
I
ability.
own it, but I don't control
Yeah,
it.
that's right.
Like so many things in my life. Our dog brought up a baby deer the other day in his mouth.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And then he's sick.
No.
Unconnected?
No, yeah, that is unconnected, we hope. Deer was fine. Soft-mouthed dog.
Really?
Yeah.
So he's just like, hey, check this out.
Found it under a tree, I imagine.
Unaggressively. Here, check this out.
Yeah.
Have you guys seen this? It's crazy.
We definitely heard it before we saw it.
It was like a noise. As it
Deer was
being
not
carried.
happy to be in his mouth.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, I'm glad that, Papa didn't murder the creature.
We're all very glad of that.
Joe says, what type of dog do you have? What is Appa?
Golden Retriever, Golden Lab mix.
I was going to say, he doesn't have the retriever hair.
He's got the lab hair, but the retriever face.
Yeah.
Pretty much the best combo of those two things, actually. Okay. Here. Have a grave night.
Mm-hmm.
Let's threaten that snake. Do 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 do.
That is a threat. Oh, actually, when I summon that, I'm going to do this. Mention
Right,
that.
right. You got the charm.
Yeah.
You got to use it. It's a good time for it, too.
It is a great time for it. Okey-dokey. What's funny is I could use Maeoni to make the Grave Knight and the Blood Puppet hit each other. No, you don't hit me. It's better than that. It's so good.
The blood,
I
you only
thought they
take the
hit
blood
each other.
puppet. Yeah, no, blood puppet damage.
All right, let's think about this. Grave Knight. I feel like he should cost more than he does. How good. I love the Ceremonial Divine combination. Must be blocked available. Yeah, I see where this is going to get annoying.
Annoyance is the name of the game, man. Did you talk to Anonymous Arc Knight over there?
I didn't.
Could be ascending any moment. New to Ashes, but this game looks really cool. I love the mechanic of choosing your starting hand. Absolutely.
I'm also a
One
fan.
of the defining mechanics. They did a lot of really clever things in this game. On my phone, I need to get chat up. Hanging out with chat.
All right, let's do this. I'm going to spend a leaf. Put a status token on the old snake.
Okay, classic move.
Then I will exhaust the Royal Charm.
That's with Empower you did that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. That's clever there. I like that. That's a good job. Very nice.
I prefer to not just get dunked on.
Very nice. All right, here comes Lightbringer. Main action here. Let's summon a Lightbringer there. Got attack as your next action, of course, as is customary. Side action? None.
Okay, mine.
Yeah. Torres, yes, it is Appa, as in the Avatar The Last Airbender. Correct. We want to get a dog named Boomy as well. Have the
Nice.
whole family, you know?
Are you gonna get another dog?
At some point. Not now. Shannon was really into it for a second, and then we went and met another dog, and then she was like, I'm good. I was like,
Good.
great.
We agree.
Awesome.
Oh man, that's
280 square foot for 2 people and 2 dogs is wrong.
cute. Yeah, not
Strictly.
unless they're tiny dogs, like
Strictly-
Scrappy Doo dogs.
Strictly wrong. But I didn't say that, of course, because
Yeah,
I
you gotta let her
like
explore her
my
creative freedom.
marriage.
Oh man. And I also like vampire movies.
Yep. There you go. You got to attack.
I know I do. Easy. I'll side action, which I can do.
It's,
Pop the Lightbringer.
all right, you did it.
Get a token on the snake. And then I'll swing with the blood puppet at your grave knight.
No blocks.
You don't want to counter? He's exhausted. All right.
Hit me. All right, I'm gonna swing for 3 at Maeoni here. Just the light damage.
You got it. I'll take 3.
First blood.
You get a bonus point for that, right?
Nope.
All right. Mine?
Mm-hmm.
What do you got planned, old boy?
I don't know. It's just this snake stuff. Oh, snake has to block. That's right. Threatening. Must be blocked if able.
I'll block you.
Yep.
And I'll counter and do 2 to you.
Okay.
You do 3 to me.
That's right. It's the kind of exchange we're looking for.
That is a good exchange. Suboptimal for old me. Well, that makes my choice easy. I'm going to summon a Gilder and do a damage there.
Okay.
And get a token on old Snaky.
You got me. Who's playing this deck? Garbage. So maybe the pilot needs work. All right, let's do another one. Let's throw out our Master Vampire here as the main action here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Don't like that. Interesting.
They're gonna kill that poor woman.
Let's meditate twice.
Frogos.
And then I'll pass.
You haven't done any damage to me. I want to trigger the heal, but Chaos Monkey Grave Knight had the -1 charm die. So let's echo to do a little fakey exhaust here as a side action.
I can't guard you anyway, if you care.
Don't even need it, dude.
It's so good.
I keep trying to use echo here.
Yeah.
Oh, I know what I'm going to do then. I know what I'm going to do.
Murder my snake.
Attack that snake.
You got it. I can't guard you. It's the worst answer to me. All right. I will pass.
Okay. Play some Chaos Gravity. Welcome to London, fam. Place 1 exhaustion token on a target unit.
Cancel it and everything else about it.
Oh! The whole thing? You get to cancel the whole
Cancel the
thing?
first, whatever it targets something, and then everything after it. Cancel that effect and the remaining effects of that spell ability dice.
You dirty dog.
That's what I was saying. You had this answer, but I could cancel any event answer.
Oh. My whole
the
turn was
snake.
about Chaos Gravity, so you had the answer the whole time. That is
Golden Veil.
Golden Veil. Wow. Otherwise, that turn is off the chain. You understand that? You see that?
I do, yeah. You
'Cause
exhaust me. You move-
Gilder, you move one from Blood Puppet to Gilder, you unexhaust Vampire, then you echo Blood Puppet, swing for 3 unblockable to Maeoni. So
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, and I'm all tapped
Oh my
out.
gosh.
End of round. Get out of here.
Okay.
I will actually go ahead and use my frog on my turn. Do damage here.
Okay. Yeah, that's reasonable.
We'll eventually get there.
And you pass your main, I pass my main.
Yeah, I take 1 from this garbage. And I keep my turtle.
Well, Nick didn't account for Golden Veil. I'll be making these jokes all stream.
Alicio says Golden Veil is like turning a fire hose onto a matchstick.
Is that yours? I had it on my unit. That's it. Nice time die, though.
Thanks. It serves a purpose.
Uh-huh, I'm sure.
You will be very aware of it soon enough.
How ominous. Let me tell you
Bum,
something.
bum, bum. They're on my hand. Let's go.
You ever watch those mystery shows like
Never.
Murdoch Mysteries, you know, that kind of thing?
Never.
Yeah. It's brilliant.
To be expected. Interesting. Interesting.
Guys, I've got a mic preamp coming in and a compressor. It's crazy. We've got
Hey,
a real
while
deal
you're
studio coming
on
in.
a topic you'd like to talk about, I'm going to go brush my teeth.
Okay, go brush your teeth.
Invisalign. Etc. Not weird.
Invisalign, also you don't want any cavities. So you got to be a good brusher. Brush those teeth.
Excellent job.
Here's the thing that, while we're here and while I just have the floor, and you can't do anything about it, I've been an audio enthusiast for a very long time. Been a DJ for a very long time. Not like the weird kind of like, have the little console DJ at the wedding and it's like miserable always, but like actually, you know, being interested in the deeper side of music and, you know, audio things and sonic frequencies, those kind of things. So we have been re-engaging with our studio setup, and I've been having a great time figuring all of that out. And what I didn't fully appreciate is really how your signal chain works and how to actually maximize it. So what I didn't fully understand is mics really want, like, they're expensive. They want preamps. You know, you can get away with turning a mic up at the very end of their channel. So like if a lot of people I think are going to run like a mic into an interface into a computer, like that's where we started. And you have gain controls on there, but like what they don't tell you, and it makes sense, is that the gain controls, which are really dedicated only, it's circuitry dedicated to taking an audio signal from a microphone and raising it, making it louder. The cheaper side of that is going to introduce noise as it happens because it's just not as good. And so all of your interfaces are designed for mainly one thing: turn an audio signal into a digital signal that can be read by a computer. So the gain preamps on those are just not going to be as good. So generally you have to run mics into a preamp to get them up to the level that that signal can now be utilized, and you don't have to crank up the rest of your chain to accommodate. So like mics into preamp is one thing. But then you got the compressor, right? And your compressor limiter, et cetera, is basically saying like, right now, we don't have any compression going on this. And everything you hear, well, most of the things you hear are going to be overly compressed. And that's why they sound so yelly and like aggressive. Because what a compressor is doing is saying, any audio signal that goes over a certain level, we're going to bring that down. So we're going to compress the entire thing. If you think about a signal as like a series of dynamics, peaks and valleys, like when I laugh into the mic or when I like slam the table, that's a peak. And so we have to have our gain set to where the highest peak we could hit is not going to clip, which is going over what a device can handle in terms of input. So that means that when we're not yelling at you, our signal comes in pretty low. And so if we want that signal to be louder, we have to accept the possibility that when we get louder and more animated on stream, it's going to clip and cause distortion. So what a compressor does is basically say, in those moments where you get super loud, we're going to compress that down so that you can raise the entire signal up without also having certain things going over the threshold. So that's what compression is. So it's cool because I've been doing all that stuff digitally, like in actual digital interfaces and workstations, but I didn't realize that it was really just a manual piece of equipment that exists in studios and stuff for that purpose. So we're able to get mic into preamp, which then goes into a compressor, which is going to compress that signal. And then that's going to be able to have an output gain that we send out to the interface. So our volume is going to be way more normalized, less highs and lows, but not so much that you don't have dynamics. And then it's also just going to be at broadcast strength, right? So that one of the problems is right now, like when you go from our stream to like another YouTube video, if it's a professional, like produced video, a lot of times it can be quite a bit louder. So that's the thing I hate the most is like you go to like a Covenant stream or Covenant video and you have to turn it up, and then you go to like a music station next and you got to turn it back down because like, it's so loud. So we're basically trying to get up to that broadcast standard without compromising our, clipping and all of that kind of stuff. So it's really fun. It's really, really fun. Anyway, all that to say, let's look at this hand. Sonic Swordsman. Man, Nick's just running the juice here. Another Vampire and another Grave Knight. Goodness. Summon Monk here. That's just a good unit, right? And then Shared Sorrow. Let's see what this does. Discard a card from your hand with a play cost of 1 or more. Search discard for another card with a cost of X. Deal X damage to a target unit. So wait. Discard a card with a play cost of 1 or more. So if I discard a card with 3, search my discard pile for another card with a magic cost of 3, and place it into your hand and then deal X to a unit. Oh my gosh. Okay, I can do that. So I can do 3 to something and get another Grave Knight back or another Vampire back. Or I can discard a... Oh, I need a 2. I need a 2 to discard. Because then I could get this Chaos Gravity back. And do 2. But doing 3 to something is crazy. Huh. Well, there you go. It's going to be a crazy turn. I got just bodies. Big bodies. Michael asking, are allies better in Reborn than the last edition? Yes. Yeah, Ryan. So there is dedicated noise reduction stuff. I've had a lot of luck. If your signal is clean enough, the thing is, if you're not introducing a lot of system noise through your signal chain, your noise compression or your noise suppression works a lot better. I actually have on the OBS noise compression is quite strong, but we also have treated the room. So like there's sound panels all in front of us. Everywhere you can't see, there are sound panels blocking us from feeling like we're normal people. And then we've got ceiling tiles up top. We've got carpet on the bottom. We've got playmats on the table. So the main problem is like if you're not also treating the room, your noise suppressor is going to try to do so much that it's going to start cutting out frequencies of your voice, and that's where you're going to sound weird and robotic, which Ryan, of course, because you're an audio man yourself. And there's Tyler also talking about a gate. That's true. There's dynamics gates, volume gates. So like anything under a certain decibel just won't be let through the signal. The problem with that is like it can sound really unnatural sometimes, where like I might go, hey, Zach, and that very end of the Zach is kind of important for human speech, but it's very low. So like if you start cutting that off, it's like, hey, Zach, and I want to, and then so you got to be careful.
It's like when someone's Discord receptivity is too low.
That's right. That's correct. Okay, I'm going first. So
Your big moment.
Well, I can't be guarded against. So that seems good.
Can't stop, won't stop.
Can't stop one. Let's face it, I'm probably just gonna get another blood puppet on here. Wow, I have a lot of good options, actually.
That's a sign of a good deck.
Okay, but which of them is right? So like right now, I could summon Lightbringer. And then your options are like attack with the Gilder, which you really don't want to do. Or attack with the Blood Puppet, which means you can't clear it off the board except through a frog die, which is A-okay.
Fine by you.
Yeah. And then that opens me up where you summon something, I summon another Blood Puppet, and you're full. So then it's just annoying. Constantly annoying. Can you imagine if Royal Charm worked on frogs? It would be busted. The game would lose
Yeah, because frogs are too good.
every reason to play. You heard it here
They're
first.
the best die by a mile.
By a mile. Yeah. That's so true. How many Gilders can you have out? One? Two. But if you do another Gilder, that's fine, because then you probably can't do snakes. Wait a minute. Do you do a damage to my unit or any unit when you do a Gilder?
Any unit.
Target unit, so you can clear the Blood Puppet with that.
Yeah. Double trouble for those mice.
Okay. All right, yeah. Let's go. Lightbringer. Here comes Johnny. And then side action. Nick told me not to meditate, so I'm going to try not to. Over to you. Although you're not a control deck, so what's it matter?
I must attack, eh? All right, let's meditate.
Must attack.
We're going to Froggy Town.
Ooh, is that another silver snake in the discard
yeah.
pile? Ooh, well, hello.
We're going to go to Snaky Town. There they
Oh
go.
my gosh, the second silver snake, so you can only have one.
I can only ever summon one at a time.
Yeah, just focusing is good. I guess you get status tokens,
You
right?
got it. Then I'll swing with the Blood Puppet at your phoenixborn.
All right, I won't block.
Woo!
Power through here would be sick. Don't have it. Don't have it, don't need it. Okay. Next up on the agenda. Summon Blood Puppet. It's like Nick built this deck to counter what you're trying to do.
How did he know?
How did he possibly know?
I got another blocker now, though, right?
You do. Yeah. So the vampire can't be blocked, though, you know. So you can see the thinking here.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
I do get it. Sneak right past his Blood Puppets of yours.
And you also always have things you can kill with overkill to do a damage. Not that
Who would think that?
not that that is even real.
If I do that.
Brian, we've had a lot of luck with the I don't know if it's a custom. Let me look at what if the stream dies, that's just funny. So just be ready for that if anything happens there. Filters. So we've got it on noise suppression that are in noise. Higher quality method is what we're up to. I've used the other one and tweaked the decibels and the gates and whatnot. I didn't really ever hear that much of a difference, so I'm kind of annoyed by it. And I don't know if that was a third-party plugin that I installed or if that came native. Hey, what are you gonna do, man?
Thinking about it.
Got it.
Man,
guys.
let's...
I'm beginning to think that Nick just ran all the big allies.
Seems good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's hard to deal with them.
Run and gun, man. Let's summon a silver snake. Let's see what you do. Side action. Let's meditate. And 1 for the money. All right.
Well, I could definitely be annoying. More annoying, excuse me.
Seems to be your speciality. Got him.
Uh-huh.
Blood puppets can block, but they can't block the vampire. Because the vampire is
Yeah.
the vampire.
Yeah. Nothing can block the vampire.
The old John Cena of Ashes.
I mean, this silver snake is so non-threatening right now.
He's so cute.
But I know that, like, whatever you're trying to do revolves around this thing being on the board, right?
It doesn't not revolve around that.
I mean, what else could you possibly be doing here? But let's say I kill the silver snake.
Mm-hmm.
Let's just say I can kill the silver snake, and I don't know if that's true.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe you have a big ally you put out in his place, and that's actually scarier to me than a 0/4 currently. You can't summon anything else. You're stuck on your current life here. You could have things that add status tokens. I mean, I don't know. I just don't know, man. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to meditate. What's up? You learn something?
Can't be guarded against. It can be blocked, technically. Block is phoenixborn related.
Isn't block if I attack the phoenixborn, you block for it?
That's right.
Yeah.
But you can't guard a unit against it.
Yeah. So let me I'm gonna meditate 1. Oof, kneel. And then I'm gonna play a Grave Knight. Goat, Witch, and Wardrobe. Let me see what I need here. Not an easy choice, huh? There we go. Don't need that art.
Think about this.
Didn't know what you're talking about, SoCal. Seems they are being used to guard. Anytime you're defending for a unit, it's guarding, right? Anytime you're defending for phoenixborn, it's blocking? Or is that wrong
That's,
still?
that's right.
Okay.
The blood puppets can block here. against
Oh,
the
yes.
vampire.
Yeah, definitely. You swing at Maeoni.
Interesting.
Just a bunch of undead vampires and knights with a peacock.
Etc.
Pretty cool when you think about it. Isn't this kind of just an awesome version of Pokemon?
Yeah.
It feels like you're playing them, you know, you're throwing your Pokemon out and they're all very different but interesting. In their
I'm
own
into
ways.
it, yeah.
Like, yeah, it's like Onyx. It's like a Haunter. Are there any mouse Pokemon? Rattata?
Pikachu?
Oh, right, Pikachu.
The Pokemon?
This is like a Gengar. No, that's like a Gengar. Ghastly.
There you go. Or like...
Did we have a Peacock Pokemon? I'm sure they did it later in
Sure.
the later
Somewhere.
times.
the end times?
Isn't that right, Ryan? Man, Pokemon, the card game, we played that and I was like, I'm searching my deck 50 times.
Yeah.
This is not good.
I'm gonna play a molten gold for 3 damage on your Grave Knight.
Okay.
Status token on the.
That costs you 2
Yep.
to kill a 3 thing?
Yep.
That's garbage.
Then I will side action here.
Yeah, that's wise. Should have taken the shot when I had it. Could have had 1 shot,
We were this close.
1 opportunity. Swinging for 1, huh?
Just a little plink.
Plain cow. Let's play a Summon Salamander Monk.
I love to see it.
Yeah.
One of my favorite things in Ashes.
Zach making the point here on Facebook, should have given him the stick while you had it.
I agree.
Yeah. But then, of course, the obvious counter is don't give him the stick.
Salamander Monk, eh?
Yeah.
Garbage. Garbage. Okay. Let's exhaust. Spend a leaf. And give a status token to the snake.
Okay.
My empire rises.
My empire for a snake. So I can't play anything with 2 health, is what you're saying.
Why is that?
Why? Well, for starters, I don't want to.
You can always Salamander Monk. A gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah. It's great for generating status tokens for you.
That's true. I could always Maeoni you.
Yeah.
I get you.
But, you know. I'm just trying to see what you're up to here. It's funny, you have like a lot of things that like... It's like there's no reason for me to take action here.
That's the.
Then pass, idiot.
Dummy. Mm-hmm.
It's just, I don't know. You have 0 attack across the board.
He's a 2.
Yeah. Yep, very impressive too. Very nice. Very good too there.
Worked hard for it.
Good too. I don't want to open up a slot in your Gilder stuff, so I'm just gonna keep flooding. Play a Sonic Swordsman here.
Oh my god. What is happening?
1 and 1.
Jiminy Christmas. Just the beef.
Yeah, you see, dude. Nick's Beefy Boys on this one.
My lord. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
You ever been to Arby's?
They have
Hey,
the beef.
son, you ever been to Arby's?
Jeez. It's insane. What is happening?
Would you like the fillet or the table steak? You know?
Fine. Everything's fine.
Terry Fuller with 2 hot comments here. You guys make Wednesday afternoon feel like Friday night. There's so much fire on the table. Followed by, I've got a fever, and the only thing that will cure it is more air horn on Steven's iPhone. I do have that. I can deliver on that.
Was not ready. Oh my goodness, so funny.
Yeah, that was very loud. I'm sorry about that.
All right, can't be guarded. That thing. So you gotta watch out.
Can be guarded. Just doing 2.
I have this and that.
You can get me this.
We may have seen our way out of this one. There it is. Okay. Well, I hate to do this now, but you forced my hand.
Yeah, come on, bring it on. Kill a blood puppet already.
Play Nature's Wrath.
One to everything.
You got it.
All right. See you, Lightbringer. Do you only get status for attackies there, or do you
I get it from anytime you get units destroyed.
Lightbringer, etc.?
They also take 1.
Right.
Then I get a side action. We'll use
Snapping.
Maeoni. And the snake will do 3 damage here.
There we go. And at least you got some action on the table.
Double action on the corn.
Okay.
Tyler says, did you read this? I love how much these streams encourage drinking water and teeth hygiene.
How many golden veils have we seen yet? 1?
You've only seen 1.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, let's think about this. You block with Maeoni,
Indeed.
no matter what. But I'm still just a wall. It's fine. We could get another golden veil out, I suppose. Well, there it was. There was the whole thing. Here, you can have that back. That's
Oh,
yours.
thank you, thank you. Royal Charm, weirdly useful.
It's good. Yeah, it's really good. I like it. I was trying to make it work, you know. Sure, I'll try this. I'm gonna play Shared Sorrow. I'm gonna discard a card from my hand with a magic play cost of 1 or more. It's a magic play cost of 3. Search your discard pile for another card with a magic play cost of X and place it into your hand. It's going to be either a vampire or a grave knight. It's going to be a vampire. Get it back into my hand. I'm going to do 3 damage to that snake. Unless you have the veil. Or, you know, we'll get 2 out of the way, and then eventually we'll be all money.
I'll play it. You got to.
You got stuff.
That's a good card for me to waste a veil on for you.
Yeah,
Because
definitely.
you get everything about the card except for that last little bit.
That's right. Over to you.
Mine?
Yeah.
Use the turtle.
What's that do?
Put a status token on something.
All right.
Or take 1 away.
Side action?
That's my side action. Main action. I guess I could have gotten rid of the blood puppet instead. But that's fine.
With the
Turtle.
The turtle?
Mm-hmm.
You can do that?
Well, it just cost me a basic.
Oh, right. Sure. You want to do that?
Nah, it's
Okay.
okay. I made my choice. I'll pass.
Okay.
If I swing with a snake, you eat me.
Yeah, that's right.
Not a good exchange for me. I
Uh-huh.
put a lot of money in this here snake.
Uh-huh.
Terry says, Steven, sweep the leg.
So you're on pass. I could be on pass, and we could be fine.
Totally cool.
Or I could do 3. You block, and then you do 5 back. Doesn't seem great. I'll also pass.
Wise decision.
Take 1.
Doing it.
Of course, call me.
And that blood puppet tax.
Yeah. Talking about hot sauce in this thing.
Now I'm persuaded, friend.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I got that turtle. Critical.
Okay. Dude, you've been rolling that turtle like crazy.
I'm like a rolling turtle.
Actually, one of the things turtles are not very good at. It's true. It's absolutely true.
They I saw a picture the other day of a turtle. There was a picture of it from like 1912 and a picture of it today because it's still alive.
Really?
It's amazing. I love that turtles can just be so old.
Yeah, true.
It's a very cool feature.
Yeah, it's one of their greatest features.
Yeah, they can live
Unique,
a long time.
for sure.
Very low heart rates. All right.
Somebody once posited that every creature gets like 1 trillion heartbeats on average. It's like
1 trillion.
insects beat all their stuff's moving so fast that it's a short lifespan, but it's the same amount of beats.
Really?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's not true though. Strictly.
My goodness. Too funny.
But it was said. I mean, I wasn't saying it was true. I was just saying it was said. So
All
that
right.
part's true, I guess.
Well, this seems relevant.
All right, so we've seen all the 3 golden veils there. You're low on deck here. You're lower than I am.
I'm going to use Maeoni's ability. Spending 1 of each of these.
Snap it.
Pop you, I'll get another token.
Snapped.
And I'll swing for 6.
You did it. Slap.
Snake value achieved.
Snake value achieved. Didn't you have damage on him? Did you recover?
He
Got to
recovered.
recover, didn't you?
And Zach Reeves, tune into Covenant's live stream every weekday for more turtle fact.
All right, let's play a vampire here. I gotta see what's the right die type. Oh no, wait, hold on. We can't play the vampire yet. We're gonna do the blood puppet. Duh. What didn't you tell me? Have one of those there.
Think about that. I'm gonna ice trap it.
Hold on a second. I'm gonna need a
Ah!
side action.
Ah!
That won't matter.
Ice trap it.
Yeah, you do that. That's kind of cool.
Get out of here.
Side action is gonna be yeah, that's right. Let's go 2 meditates. There's my owl.
Larry King.
Glad you picked that up.
Looks like an
It
owl.
looks like an owl. I know it sticks with you, doesn't
Yeah,
it?
it sure does. All right. Mine?
Yeah.
Meditate. Let me see what all I need here.
Tara says you're looking shifty-eyed this game. You're a little shifty. That's how I go.
I'm running out of cards.
He's a little shifty-eyed.
Let's meditate 3 times.
Hit me 3 times. Bow, bow, bow. Mehmet says, I'm right, which I love. It's about 1 billion heartbeats for the lifetime of a mammal. Humans are special and get about 2.5 billion.
Aren't we always special?
Which just goes to show you that we are the point of the universe. It's a human-centric universe for sure.
I feel that.
At least 2.5 times what it is for normal creatures.
It's already blood puppeted. Can't pull that trick.
Am I 2.5 times more important than a turtle? Without even thinking, Zach says no. Just shaking his head before it was even over. This guy, he's maybe 1.2 turtles, 1.3 turtles. He's not 2.5.
Definitely not 2.5 turtles, if you catch my drift.
I'm wide open. Your 0 attacks are coming in. Do 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 do.
Interesting.
You said it, man.
Let's
Get down to business to defeat the Huns. What's up, Van? Always good to see Van, isn't it? You don't know you're on stream until Van says, "Sup, fellas."
So, don't mind me.
You got a lot of froggies there.
Yeah, I did.
So
that.
you're on like 5 cards left in deck? I think I'm about to convert to annoyance.
Yeah.
Maximum.
Sure am.
Yeah. That's where we're headed. It's going to be one of those games. I have 11 cards left, so just to let you know.
Let's refresh my snake.
Refresh that snake. Licorice snake. I said refresh it. Refresh it.
Real good.
Is that guild or a side action to bring in? Is a main action, isn't it?
Man. Mazes.
Snap, snap, snap. You've already used Maeoni, yeah, so it's okay. That's fascinating. Let's do this. Let's do Sonic Swordsman is going to come in here. One. Well, hold on. You have all those weird like seeds of aggression and stuff. I shouldn't do that. Let's do a salamander monk. Build that snake.
I gotta think about that. All right, I'll
Start
ice trap
action
it.
Ooh,
Before you do that.
yes.
Snake's gonna get hungrier.
Place a salamander monk spirit on the battlefield. I'll do it. Does it come into play? Does it? What does it say? After unit comes into play? So it's like not an interrupt effect, is it?
Right.
Okay. Came in. He died. He was a spirit. It was the shortest karmic cycle ever envisioned.
And he can't block, right?
It seems that way, yeah. I like that trap.
The ice trap's real good. It's quick. Sure. Let's status token the snake. Swing for 8.
You got it. 5,
We're cruising now.
6, 7, 8. See, I think just the opposite.
Yeah. We'll see if I can force it through. I have tricks.
Mhm.
Don't you worry about it.
All right. Let me side action here. Let's side action. I'm actually going to meditate twice. As much as I really don't want to. These guys up. Up, up, up it up. And then I'm going to play a vampire here. 1. 1. And a basic in the form of the snake.
Where's saying I get something from a BP? What's a BP?
Blood puppet?
It's only my opponent's units.
Units your opponent controls, I think is what it says. You control the blood
Opponent
puppet.
controls. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So the old vampire heat.
Yeah, we're back here.
Can't be guarded. Maeoni can't come party though.
Dun, 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 dun. Yo, Chelsea fight song, anybody?
I'll pass.
So guarding is your phoenixborn guards a unit, right? So you can't guard. Units block
That's
for phoenixborn,
right.
phoenixborn block. Yeah. You want to do anything different there?
I mean,
Just 3 damage, right? You work so hard on the snake. I don't.
I know. I know you can pump it. I know, I get it. You see.
It's fine, or it's fine.
that is kind of fine.
That's
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah, you're good. I'll
Yeah.
pass.
We're gonna side action the old power through there.
Oh, yes.
Plus
Powerful.
1 and then overkill. And then we'll swing at the silver
You
snake.
got it, man.
Alright. And then we get to heal 1 because we're a vampire.
Take care of that problem.
Just find another snake, put it in the party.
Pass, yeah.
Okay. Dun, 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 dun. Yeah, exactly. It's like, wow. I still remember that.
This game's great.
I know. It's troubling, isn't it?
Every time we get into the thick of it, it's just like, yep,
Yep.
we'll do again.
Yep.
I guess we'll do again.
Will do. Already done. What kind of weird things can you possibly have left? You can bring another snake in, you know. So we gotta keep our eyes on that ball.
Nah.
Hmm. So we do that, and then we do that, and then we're happy with that. All right, well, let's summon a Lightbringer.
Mm-hmm. I'll swing at your monk.
No blocks.
Side action. Pass.
Hmm.
I got nothing.
Swing for 1 on Maeoni there.
The blood puppet?
Maeoni.
Interesting. I will not block. Take one.
Okay.
Mine?
Yeah.
Huh, what shenanigans are you planning?
So many.
Yeah? I'll pass.
Okay.
Sleeping, we don't get any credit if you use the buy direct link on our website for ashes, but if you're buying ashes from Plaid Hat, that's going to help this game continue flourishing. So that's benefit enough, honestly.
All right. Let's play a Sonic Swordsman here.
The hits keep coming.
The hits keep coming, don't they?
Well,
Pass my side action.
let's read this thing. Wow.
Bring in the heat, man.
I'll pass.
You gonna bring that snake out or what? Snake out! If you do, it's fine.
It's not exactly threatening at this point.
Alright, we're gonna echo your Gilder.
Alicia, the Discord link is in the footer of the website.
That's from Echo.
Thanks.
It'll go away at the end of this turn, and I'll swing for... I don't know, I probably hold a blocker. I'll swing for 3 at Maeoni.
Okay.
And then Gilder is unexhausted.
He's back. All right. Mine?
Yeah.
Now it's time. Now we'll do it. Let's summon a silver snake.
Mm-hmm.
Put that there. No side action.
I'll pass my main.
Let's play a Nature's Wrath. 1 damage to all units.
Bada boom. I like it.
Nom 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 nom. This goes away.
Eat.
When it does, we'll load the snake up. This also goes away. For you.
Where'd that third status come from?
1 from the Gilder. When the Gilder leaves play, it puts a status token on
Oh,
screen.
okay. So, yeah, units you control thing. Yeah.
And then no side action.
All right.
And they also both take 1.
Yeah. I will passy.
All right, let's see which one of these is the biggest problem for me. I think it's this one that can't be guarded.
That could be an issue for you.
You're at 13. It's so close. We're almost a punchy land.
Punch on.
But I think Snake will swing at the vampire.
All right, you got
Nom nom nom.
it. You got it.
And then, I'll spin this nowhere.
All right. Spin nowhere. Next round?
Yep.
The next round. The next episode.
Oh boy.
How many golden veils are in there?
My discard pile?
Mm-hmm.
2. Why do you ask?
I'm just curious.
You're first, though. See how I roll snakes.
I'm just curious.
No snakes here.
No snakes here, Dan. How many cards in your deck over there?
1.
1 card. Okay.
Ooh.
1 card. So control the snake, control your life. Control the snake, control life. Does molten gold do 3 to a phoenixborn, or is it just units?
It can do 3 to a phoenix.
Really?
Yeah.
Hello.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Okay.
Had I thought I was going to draw it, I may have just punched you for 3 there. You know what I mean?
I do. Yeah.
I'll see you recover.
That's right. Okay.
It's a good little game.
It's a good game. It's a good game. Okay, let's do it like this. Let's do
Tyler Allen Johnson saying overlay guy is always on point. Shout out to Bryce.
Echo's gonna side action onto Sonic Swordsman, which is exciting. We're
Interesting.
doing the play. And then we'll do a kneel. Place 1 on each unexhausted unit. This pops off.
You love to see it.
You love it. You love it.
Oh no. That's bad. I guess it is what it is.
It is what it is. True. True. What's the goat do? 1 damage, get an ally?
Mm-hmm.
Goat to goat. I keep wanting to work these vampires.
They good.
Yeah.
What's it worth? I'll play a hypnotize. Pass.
Your spell board 20?
5. Loaded. We're not full.
Okay. All right. We're gonna do Home of the Long Cell here. Well, you know, actually, maybe not. Maybe we aren't.
So Cal, Frostbite, all my Frostbite copies are in my Brennan deck, so I wasn't planning on playing it in Maeoni. But yeah, some outside of Molten Gold, somebody to just chip in that last bit of damage is probably pretty smart. Don't tell Steven.
You'll never have to tell. Don't you worry about it. Okay, let's think about this. What's the next level here? I'm gonna goat, I think. 10, 13, 14. How many Molten Golds have I seen? One? Two in the discard.
But if I had Molten Gold, I would have just...
You were just swung, right?
Well, I wouldn't necessarily know. It could be this card.
It's true.
So maybe I wouldn't go for that.
Very true. How many Nature's Wrath have we seen? 3? You just lay out your discard pile and tell me what the deck list is.
3. You've seen 3.
Okay.
You've seen 2 Ice Traps. You've seen 3 Silver Snakes. You've seen 2 Golden Veils. You've seen 2 Refresh. 3 Refresh. It's gone. You've seen 2 Frost Fangs.
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry about those guys.
I certainly
yeah.
won't. I wouldn't dream of it. Okay, then yeah. Let's go get one back. I'm gonna take one.
How many you got left?
I got 5 left. Master Vampire coming back in. And then main action. Let's summon something. And it's going to be a Salamander Monk. Ding! Ding! Over to you.
I will summon a Gilder. Do a damage to the monk.
Okay. Do it. We're going to meditate twice. One from hand.
I love Neil.
I don't have any hearts.
Mm.
One from hand, and the second from the deck. My own veil.
I will pass.
Okay. Let's play a game. Let's play Master Vampire. And our basic is going to be this. Make sure. Yeah. Master Vampire in the pocket. Side action. Do I even want to meditate anymore? You know, I don't.
Getting Fenskys over there.
I don't. I'll pass my side action.
I'll pass.
So let's see. Is there anything weird? What kind of stuff does that card pool have? I don't know. I don't know what that card pool has.
Magic.
Yes, we'll see. We're gonna side action here and swing for 4 unguardable on the snake.
You got it.
I'm gonna heal 1 for my trouble.
He gone. All right. Now you're exhausted, right?
Yeah.
Interesting. All right. Let's meditate for 2.
Meditate. Off the board. Snakes on snakes. It's a beautiful snake party.
And then we will summon a silver snake.
How many? We've seen 2 golden veils.
Mhm.
Is that right? Hmm. Too many veils. Too many veils. Okay, let's yeah, let's side action 1. In fact, this blood pup is not doing anything for me.
Hello, puppet.
Side action up into horsies. And then let's play
Put
a
that on a t-shirt.
yeah. Play a Lightbringer.
Oh no.
Yeah. Play a Lightbringer. Alright, attack as you like.
Let me think about this. I'm gonna go ahead and ice trap that Lightbringer.
Does it still come into play?
Yeah. It's after it comes into play.
Okay. Still gonna attack, I guess.
Working hard for the money.
Yeah. Gotta punch through.
It's so much work.
Work, work, work,
I do
work.
that. I mean, I'll swing with a Gilder at
Nothing?
your phoenixborn, I guess.
Alright, you got me.
And then this is the real decision point. Let's side action to the turtle.
Snack. Well,
It's getting weird.
yeah, I'm gonna side action Adrenaline Rush. Do a damage to something, remove an exhaustion.
Mm.
Let's give me this. I'm gonna swing for 4 at the snake.
I'll punch you for 2.
All right.
Not good.
Snake down, snake down. Boo, woo, woo. Attention.
Mine.
We got a snake down. Yes.
Let's side action for a frog here.
My channel with some funny but inappropriate comments. Blocked. You might have to do that on your computer too.
I did a damage here.
With the frog game? Yeah.
And then I'll pass my main action. Well, yeah, go ahead.
You're passing your main. You have 3 cards.
Mm-hmm.
I will oof. I feel like I'm also passing here. Maybe I'm not though. Maybe I'm not. Do I get greedy? You could have things that like exhaust a thing. You've got an ally for sure. I just don't know how big it can be. I'm not gonna get greedy here. I'm gonna pass as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's unexhaust. Leave the snake and let's see if I leave the hearts. Leave 1 heart. This back.
How much damage you gotta take?
1. Time keeps slipping. What a last card to get. Oh, sweet Lord. Okay.
Over to you.
It is interesting.
Man, these from being able to block for units is so strong. It's so good.
I don't like it. Let's summon a silver snake. Like you do. Then we'll meditate for 1. We're in the end game now. It's got to go here. And then rough cookies. We'll stop there. Go ahead.
Okay. All right, let's see. What are we up to here? Just basically solidify the board with all of your might. That's what we're looking at here. So let's go with this option. This.
We're on the edge here, Wooly.
And then that side action. You know, that's really what it is. Really the question. And you've got side action, you got some main actions here. Okay. Let's start with this. I think we're going to share some sorrow.
Say it again.
One
One last time for those in the back.
Nothing. Maeoni would block. That's fine. Maeoni blocks that. Then you do some things. And then you got the veil moments. Got some veils. And that's interesting. Okay. Let's shared sorrow. No, not yet. Hold the phone here. I'm going to summon a Lightbringer. Let's start there. Let's see what happens with this. Attack if you gotta. And then I'm going to side action into some things. Oof. Maybe not, though. Maybe I'm not. Nope. Not doing that. We're playing the long game
Swing here
now.
to phoenixborn.
You got it.
No side action.
Okay. Snake means nothing.
It's open season.
Absolutely nothing. But it is, you've got to have some kind of weird stuff, you know, that makes that work. You got 3 in hand.
Mm-hmm.
One's got to be an ally, let's be honest. I will side action 1 for the goat. And then we will goat into a Grave Knight. And let's make sure we don't need any of these things. We don't.
Well, that puts a different kind of pressure on him.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's summon a Gilder.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do a damage here.
Yeah.
We'll actually do a damage on the Lightbringer. Token goes here. And then side action. I declare. Don't look on. Don't worry about that. I won't do anything.
Okay. Question marks abound.
I'm on the razor's edge here.
Well, I don't know how heavy this could go. If you allow that, then that's not good for you at all. You may get the token though, but you won't allow it, I think is the key. You can't allow it. I'm willing to get pantsed on this. You know?
Excellent.
Okay, so let's do
What up, Starwind?
let's do swordsman on that gilder there. If it kills it, I can exhaust something.
Block of Maeoni.
Yeah.
Take 3. You know it. You love it.
You know you love it.
All right. Mine, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Well, this is the play that we've all been waiting for.
Yeah. Bring it on.
This is the turn. All right. Let's put a massive growth here on the snake.
Oh, well, there you go. I didn't know you could do that. Isn't it 2 life?
2 attack value or less.
Oh.
So
Well,
it's
yeah.
at 1 currently. And then I will use Maeoni's side action.
Mm-hmm.
Nuke your Grave Knight with my snake. And I'll spend this thing. Let me see. Those in that. Yeah, here.
All right. Well, yeah, that should do it. Is that 6?
It's currently at 6, yeah. So if,
Yeah.
if you can't stop the hypnotize, you got a problem.
I don't. I mean, there's nothing to stop it, right? Because you've got the veil. So
I do have the veil.
Chaos gravity. You veil it. Yeah, definitely. Very nice.
Woo!
I thought growth was life.
It's
So how to be a 2/2 or
can
less.
only be attached to a unit with attack value of 2 or less.
Okay.
That was the last card in my deck.
Very nice. I like that.
Lord.
Nice.
Things I learned. So I have this ally, but I meditated them all away, unfortunately. The Frostfang.
Mm-hmm.
But a really good ally with Maeoni's ability is crazy.
Yeah, that's
you can
nice.
play the ally, immediately use it.
I didn't know with chaos gravity. Do you have to be able to do all of the things, or can you choose them?
You do as much as you can.
Okay, so like the safest play is just to play 2 of these instead of attacking. And basically you golden veil 1 on the snake, and then the second one you exhaust the snake. And then I think that's like, okay, well then the snake's exhausted. You have a refresh? Do you have a refresh in your last hand?
No.
Okay, so that ultimately would have been safer. I was trying to think like, well, if I gotta satisfy all of it, I want to get an exhaustion on something so that I can do all of that.
Yeah, I think as long as you
I just wasn't expecting the massive growth.
The
It's like,
massive
well,
growth.
that's 2 life. You can't do that there, so
Yeah.
makes sense.
Yeah,
Yeah, growth on snake is good.
I also had close combat in hand. Not that it mattered, but I could really do once he gets loaded up, he can do some work.
He can do a lot, yeah.
Um,
You gotta be able to lock it down.
but I definitely think putting in a couple more allies in case the snake gets dealt with.
Mm-hmm.
Because I meditated the only ally I have in the deck away early. 3 Frostfangs.
Yeah, anything with a high attack with her is just like play and side action is strong.
Yeah, because usually by the time they've dealt with the snake and got through the Guilders, there's not that much left.
Yeah,
So if you do get to drop a good ally and nuke their best unit,
yeah, that's
then
good.
then it's like wide open skies.
Wide open.
Also, I
That's
drew on turn 2. I drew into both my other golden veils,
Mm-hmm.
and I had them in hand the whole game.
Yeah, veils for days.
In fact, I think on turn 2 you didn't do anything for me to veil, so I just had to sit on 2 veils.
Yeah.
because they're that obviously critical.
Yeah, you gotta hold the veils for sure. Yeah, that was good. I think it was strong. I think if you played this deck a few more times, this Echo deck, I think it would be top notch.
You can see why that's so good.
Yeah. Yeah, there's good things here. There were some misplays there for sure, but generally, just a vampire at 4 that you can't block is a really strong board control unit.
It's gross.
That's impressive.
The not guard, not block stuff that you had going on at every turn was super annoying.
Mm-hmm.
Like just supreme.
Anytime you're telling your opponent no, you're in a good spot.
Yeah, you can't do that.
That's really you can't do that.
You can't
Going
do
back
it.
to the start of the stream there. I'm gonna leave this up. I'm gonna keep this built.
I think that's good.
I like it.
Yeah,
I'll
that's
play
a-
it
that's
from
a
time
good,
to time. I like
Xander
it.
build.
Yeah. All right. Well. Oh.
There
Well.
goes the cards. There we are.
What's up, everyone?
That was good. I love Maeoni. She's so good.
You know, the crazy thing about this was that I honestly think I would run this. I would run this outside of Echo.
Just that package.
I just don't see a lot of value because it feels like very much a board control deck.
I mean,
Because your main hits,
I think the thing, if you have units that can't be guarded or blocked, the ability to lock a certain unit down, like,
but that defeats the point of the ability. Because it already can't be blocked. So it's, or can't be guarded against. So it's like, the point of this deck seems to me to be Grave Knight has to be blocked.
but like, couldn't you like exhaust the thing you're attacking so I can't counter? If I can't guard, like you could exhaust the snake that's at 4 or 5 attack the snake so it gets destroyed before this would even remove the exhaustion.
Yeah, so you can't counter.
So I can't counter.
Yeah,
So I can't counter your biggies.
That's probably the most effective use of that for sure. That's actually an interaction that I wasn't appreciating as much as I should.
Yeah, I literally kept being like, some of the times it was like, man, if he just locks me down and attacks me, I have to be prepared for that.
Well, it was weird for you too because like when I was attacking the snake, it wasn't countering. It had one token on it, you know. So like I didn't see that. So I think this makes sense for that kind of, because you're attacking units and you don't get countered. That does make some sense.
And your Neil trick was insane.
It's good.
That
It's
was
good.
annoying to me.
It's good. In that particular instance, you know, that Neil was just basically like exhaust a target unit. So, you know, as compared to like Steady Gaze or something. Now, against big battlefields, it does make a lot of sense. But basically, you're saying like keep one unit that you can't exhaust, which is good. But in the terms of the grand scheme of all the phoenixborns, is there anything better that this feels to me like and I know it's a very versatile ability. I didn't ever find the need to sneak damage in to a phoenixborn.
Mm-hmm.
So I just was like, well, you know, a lot of times it's just not providing as much value as who knows what could bring the value.
I mean, I do think when you look at these 3 allies that are awesome, Grave Knight, Master Vampire, and Sonic Swordsman.
Is Neil his specialty?
Chaos Gravity is
Chaos Gravity is specialty.
So the dice type it takes fits right in with this.
Chaos actually does make sense here.
And he's just generically good. Like,
Yes.
It's not like the synergy isn't insane with these particular cards in him, but like also he's just good at what he does.
Nick
But
bringing the generically good, huh?
I do think you could play any Phoenixborn that is okay with these dice type,
Mm-hmm.
and it would probably be very good.
Well, and really it felt like this was really the whole thing. That vampire with power through was like, that's pretty good. But of course, you have to run 4 dice to run power through.
I'll also tell you, not that I want to, but man, it'd be great here.
Oh, of course.
You just have Bugatti allies, and she's great.
Yeah,
and then like you don't even play Silver Snakes.
Yeah, you just put that ability is strong.
Her being on generics is like, what is happening?
What's up, Starwind? In the beginning of A&R, my first experience with TC, Short Hair Zach was the only one I knew of. Now I'm fully into Ashes, dabbling in System Gateway. A&R is trying to take hold of me yet again.
That must have been like 2016, 2017.
And implied, I do wonder if when the pandemic ends, we will see the return of Short Hair Zach.
You will see the return of Short Hair Zach.
It's imminent.
This was my last gasp of long hair.
You know,
And
we've
it's
been
over.
hearing that for years. He first started this thing, he said, you know what? I'm just going to do this
It's still that
for Halloween
trial.
2018.
No. It
I'm
was
gonna do Kylo Ren. I'm gonna work out all the time. I'm
was
gonna grow long
Halloween.
hair and I'm gonna go shirtless.
it was Halloween 2019. Yeah. And then
so
it got
2 years
here,
later, you know.
And then the pandemic hit right after that.
Yeah.
And we were in winter, and I was like, okay, long hair in the winter, not bad.
You can't cut hair in a pandemic.
Then the pandemic literally hit, and it was like, I can't even go somewhere to get my hair cut.
Right.
And
I
I'm
just
not
had to
giving,
start shaving my head.
I'm not doing the home haircut thing.
I had a pandemic prison haircut.
But then now, by the time I got vaccinated and could go get a haircut, it's like I lived through the very, very awful, awkward middle stage.
Yeah.
And so I was just like, I need to live here for a second.
Well, you just have to embrace that you want to be here, you know?
Yeah. But then we're going to eventually go back. It's a way better look, in my opinion.
All right.
It'll
All
happen.
right. Fair enough. I don't know, you know? Look kind of like Aquaman.
Wouldn't it be funny? Although the more times I get asked
Khal
about
Drogo?
it, every time I get asked by someone I know about it, I just add a month.
Yeah.
Just kidding.
You condition? Is there a routine here?
Yeah. Shampoo, conditioner,
Right.
et cetera, et cetera.
You
That's
like
it,
a warm brush?
No.
Yeah. Honey, oils?
Nope.
Anything like that?
Nope, just shampoo,
Well.
conditioner, air.
Okay.
For the drying process.
You know, it could
It's a very
it
natural
could
thing.
be worse. It could be better. That's all I'm saying.
It could be. I agree. I'm not growing my hair out because I want to spend more time on my hair.
Great job, man. You got through Echo. You got through a little Echo with
I'm
the
just
snake,
glad to
which
get a
is not,
W on the board.
It's not easy.
It doesn't come Alpha and Ashes.
Yeah, I'm not-
You got that chest brain.
I'm not ready for you to start winning at this game. That's not. I didn't want.
What
that
happened
at all.
there? It must have been a mistake.
I didn't want that at all. I was expecting you to lose for the rest of our playtime, but I guess
I'll lose most of
you
them.
can win.
Yeah. I do feel like, for whatever reason, that we have momentum time. So, like, I won 2 of the 3 yesterday for Flesh and Blood and Ashes. But, like, last week, I think you just dunked on me all week.
Yeah. Sometimes you just hit it from half court. You just.
And
What
tomorrow's
can you do? You can't guard against
tomorrow's
that.
Star Wars. So,
Yeah, who cares?
who knows?
Who cares?
We're both having a good time there.
Although I've been performing well at Star Wars,
Yeah.
except that one time whenever you flooded the Hoth Plains or whatever, and I was like, well,
Oh, yeah.
I
Before you
can't do
learn
it. He's got too many walkers.
before you learn the power of the Tauntaun.
Yeah, the Tauntaun was killer.
Yeah, I agree.
One Tauntaun is greater than like 3 AT-ATs in that game. It's like crushing. It's so good.
Yeah, they are real good.
All right, hey, join us tomorrow where we will have an experience with one of the greatest card games ever made that really informs our assessment of all card games we currently play.
That's right.
Let's be honest.
Or next week for Ashes. And hey, if you got charged for Breaker of Fate, we're going to be shipping that as soon as possible when you're waiting to get it. And as soon as it arrives, it'll be going right out the door.
Hey, it's worth noting, actually, on that note, we process subs and charge subs in accordance with the best information that we have, which comes from Plaid Hat that says it's going to be here on X date. And we say, okay, well then we need to, given the roughly 2-week processing time, we're going to go ahead and process this out, expecting it to be here. What has been happening a lot, not just Plaid Hat, but PvP Geeks, Asmodee, LSS,
The industry,
the world,
literally everyone we work with and everyone we don't work with.
is that everybody says, hey, we have tracking verification from our logistics people that's going to be here on this date. And we say, okay, well, we'll charge in accordance with that date. And then, you know, the inevitable happens. Oh, hey, it's been stuck at port for 6 weeks. So it's going to be delayed. So all that to say, we process with the best of our understanding at the time. And then as delays happen, we just got to wait. So we're waiting. We're waiting. And as soon as it
But
arrives,
we're ready.
it'll be right there. We got the boxes and everything
We're
ready.
ready to send those things out the door.
All right, everybody. We'll see you next week or tomorrow. Take care.